them. They're just outstanding young ladies. They worked their butt off since we finished the season last year. This was our goal to get here and have a chance to win this. And you know, our dream has come true. But it was big load on him, and you know, we went through some ups and downs and a lot of hurting down the way. But it's all worth it. All worth it for them.
Coach, you guys ran obviously the slow start, 12-3 deficit, but your man-to-man offense was very solid, and you were scoring a lot on, it seemed, cuts from the free throw line. Was that an accurate observation? Talk about that.
Well, you know, they're very athletic, very quick, and very physical. We thought we had to spread them out a little bit, and I thought the biggest thing was we had to contain Amber. That was the biggest thing, and I thought for the most part we did a good job, but she got in foul trouble. That's the other thing, too. That helped us out, but I thought we spread them out a little bit, got some backdoor cuts. We felt we could do that. We weren't sure, but that was our goal, try to get a couple of backdoor cuts and not run it to the other side and just keep at them and get some screens on. But when we got down 12-3, you know, these kids from the last couple of weeks, you know, we've been coming from behind, and for example, the Carlsbad game and other games in district, we've been coming from the back, and they've been that, and I think that's helped us because we've been in that situation before. So I think that helped us as far as making that comeback.
Obviously, making buckets helps because then you can press.
Right. Right. Yes, we know when we don't make buckets, we know what happens for us.
And Battle and Harris both in foul trouble. It goes without being said that's an important factor in the game.
Of course, they're great young ladies, hard workers. They're just great players. And, you know, Elena was in foul trouble too. She had 3, so we had to sit her off for a little while too. But it was just a matter of our other kids coming through and taking care of the basketball. I don't know what we ended up with the turnovers, but I don't think we did a good job on the turnover department. But for the most part, we had 21 turnovers. You know, I don't know how we ended up winning that game with 21 turnovers. It's just unbelievable. But our kids just had a great attitude as far as when we got behind, and then when we had a lead, you know, I think they felt a little more and more comfortable as the game got deep into it.
Elena, if you can just talk about scoring and then pressing.
That's what we do. I don't know.
That's how we roll.
Yeah, that's how we roll, really. The thing is, though, even though we always want to score and then press, when we don't get what we want, we usually like end up coming up with it in the 12 press that we have half court. It usually sets them off because they think we're going to come back like they do, and it throws them off a little bit at the same time. So even if we don't score every time we press, it's still like a main factor that we do it.
Sure. And then Vera, the offensive execution. Offensive execution. We talked about the cuts and the backdoor cuts. Talk about the offensive execution.
Well, we knew that we had to execute, you know, set good picks because they were in a hard man, you know, playing up on us. So if we set a good pick, you know, we knew we were going to get a good drive to the basket. And if we went up hard, we'd get the foul and a basket, hopefully. I think we executed very well.
Only 30 points, perfect from the free throw line. Talk about that confidence going into the game today.
I don't know. The free throws have always been my weak point in the beginning. It's always been, and I work on the stuff that needs to be almost to perfection. And in games like this is what you need is that free throw. The free throws are like the main sequence in like all of this. And just knowing like how much confidence you have in yourself, you can reflect it on your other teammates, and they see that, and so they work even harder too. And it just worked out perfectly, and I worked really hard, and I'm not like out here just shooting the ball. Like I work hard.
Elena, we talked about a couple weeks ago how getting a state championship would elevate your status in Trojan lore. You got it. 30 points tonight, you carry them there. Do you feel like it's an exclamation point?
Very. Well, of course it is. I mean, why wouldn't it be? Yeah. This is everybody's dream. Everybody that plays high school basketball should feel this feeling. Going down that ramp, playing in front of thousands of people, like
to be the top 2 teams playing for a state title. That's
just getting here, just being here, and having everybody know that you made it that far was just not even for words.
Right.
And when you come out with a win, I mean, it's
Oh
how much
my
better.
God. It's unbelievable.
We had a perfect season.
George, can you talk about the defense a little bit more? Siebel went the final 3.5 minutes in the second quarter without a point, the final 5 minutes in the third quarter without a point.
Right.
And you guys were able to close out pretty much every quarter really strong. And I thought her three right before half
Right.
sort of kickstart everything. In the
Exactly.
second half.
Well, you know, like she had mentioned before, you know, we thrive on our press, and our defense is what generates our, you know, we have enough energy on our defense, and we make a lot of stops that pretty much fuels us on the offensive end, and we spend a lot of time doing that. We run a lot. I mean, we run for everything, because games like this, or in close games where we need to have some legs and make some big stops, you know, and it has to be any of our 14 girls. You know, we got to come up with some big stops. And of course, you got to look at, Amber wasn't in there also. I mean, we got to be honest. Amber wasn't in there in those closing moments of some of those quarters. Could have been a very different story if Amber's there, but I thought for the most part, when she was there, we did a fairly decent job in keeping her in front, and we kept Cassandra in front also. So, to answer your question, I thought we did a great job, not just two people, but I thought our team defense kept people in front, kept the ball in the perimeter where we felt that we were a little more comfortable, give us a chance to rebound. They were a little bit bigger, a little more physical than us. So we just had to keep the ball in the perimeter, give us a chance to rebound.
And I have to say our attitude too was different. If we made a mistake, we didn't dwell on it, which was like a big part of it too. And we picked each other up.
Yeah.
Every single person on that court was picking each other up.
Everyone had a great attitude. Like, I could tell Lena, like, hey, you know, she's taking you right, and Lena wouldn't get down. She'd take it and do it. And Lena would tell me the same thing.
Well, I think for that, I think they've had a great attitude the whole time. I think the one that dwells on is me. But that's our job as coaches. We dwell on the bad things to make it better. In other words, we don't want to see that same mistake or the same outcome of a next game. And so I'm the one that dwells on it. I don't think that they did a good job as far as their attitude.
Coach, if you don't mind my asking. Not here. You were back at home. If you don't mind me asking, I guess your dad is not feeling very well, not doing very well. Can you, if you don't mind us asking, can you give us a little bit of an update there?
Well, he was diagnosed with cancer, with colon cancer, and Tuesday he couldn't really answer me or nod his head to send me over here, so I thought it was more important to stay with him. But Thursday and today, I mean, like this morning, he nodded his head, and if he was healthy, he'd be here. I mean, he's fighting, he's doing a little bit better, but he's real sick. So I think this was really good for me. I know for my girls, but especially for my dad. This was really for my dad. And of course, I don't know if you've also heard my principal, Jo Beth Hawk. She was diagnosed with ovarian cancer too, stage 4. So, you know, all the way around, things happen in life, and we move on. Good things happen, and some bad things happen, but we got to move on. And these kids keep me going and keep our family going. So